You doing? So Austin here with you, and look at that. It started itching right as I got on camera. I don't know if that's like a tell or something. You start itching. He's like, oh, he's lying. His ears are itching and all that kind of stuff. I'm kidding. Yeah. So, me. It's real, man. It's like scratch my head, other parts of my body. Okay, you never did an AMA where you're talking about scratching body parts, did you? There you go. All right. So here we are, guys. This is something I've been looking forward to doing for a long time, and I'm here with this little project called Mandox. I got Luke and Justin with me. So welcome, guys. Welcome. Thank you for taking the time, and there you go. Welcome.
Thanks for having us here, man.
Yep.
It's an
Yeah.
honor.
So we're gonna talk about NFTs and all that kind of stuff. By the way, I still have to come on your channel and shill my own NFT project. I mean, what do I got to do that, right?
We'll do maybe we can do a Mandox show.
Yeah, we need to do something. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do like a Friday night and you guys talk about it because I've seen them and they're pretty awesome, man.
I appreciate it, man. I mean, we were kind of we wanted same quality as far as BAYC and things like that. I love y'all stuff, man. And I think I told you this, Luke. So I want to talk about this. My 13-year-old son, I'm all of a sudden really cool to him. It has nothing to do with the YouTube. It's NFTs. It's the fact that I'm doing RRC. And by the way, I showed him Mandox. He's like, Dad, those are awesome. So he literally wants me to set up a wallet for him. And he's like telling all his friends, he's showing them NFTs. He's sending me, I'm not kidding you. I haven't ever said this publicly. From school, he's texting me links to mutant apes going, Dad, hey, can we maybe pick this one? I'm like, dude, it's like 35 Ethereum. It's just this whole journey, man. And I know y'all are so hard, Mandox is y'all really about NFTs. And so this is like, I'm actually cool to my kid now, which is shockingly. I mean, for those of you guys that have teenagers in the
Hey,
group.
tell it when you get his wallet set up, I'll happily send him a Cyborgs.
All right, well, we'll do
Yeah,
that.
I'll send him a Lacademian too, so he'll be set up.
Oh, dude, y'all just made his year because then you'll be able to go, look at this, what I got. I'm like, so, all right, cool. I'll make a note of that, man. Wallet for his name is Cade. Wallet for Cade. All right. So, hey, and I really wasn't here to pump you for a free NFT, but I'm just, but thanks. By the way, I'm done. So I'll see y'all later. We're done with the AMA.
That was great.
AMA.
Thanks for having us.
That was awesome. Yeah.
Thanks for stopping
awesome.
by.
Bullish.
Cool. All right. So if y'all watching the stream, y'all don't know who I got with me. It's Luke and Justin from Mandox. I love this guy's project. I really consider myself to be a brand ambassador for these guys. I love what y'all are doing, the charitable aspect. So here's what I want to do with this platform for these guys. I want to have Luke and Justin talk about their journey. I want to talk about how Mandox came to be. We'll look at the chart. I think the chart's looking good, and I think this is a great long-term investment. You guys all know I'm a huge advocate of like a buy and hold, and y'all are doing some cool stuff. So, and I want to kind of get y'all's opinion on like where crypto is going to go, the Russia-Ukraine war. What do y'all kind of see? So I want to cover a few different things. So we got about 84 people here live with us, and we got this like Austin's video a day keeps the FUD away. I've never heard that. I thought that was pretty fun. Let's see who else is here. Oh, I got one of my mods is in the house. Very cool. Got a couple of other creators here. Crypto Deb is here. Jazzy, Jazz is here. So we got other creators getting on my channel. That's pretty cool. All right. So guys, what I want to do is I want to, Luke, I want to open it up to you. And so in the nature of time, if you can give me like the 5-minute, like Luke journey. I know you were big into Shiba Inu back in the day, still holding, etc. But kind of that and how you came to create Mandox, and then Justin, obviously you can have your time on stage as well. So Luke, I'm going to open it up to you,
man. So I was really, I mean, I was never like I'd heard about crypto. I'd heard about XRP for the past 3-4 years. One of the devs on our team, Andre. He's basically one of the first people into crypto in Guatemala, period. And he was the guy I go to the gym with in the morning, and he's sitting there at 5 a.m. like, right guys, I'm just gonna go sit down. There's something launching. Like, this is it. This is the moment. And I'm thinking, they're like, what is this guy on about? Like, this guy is absolutely crazy. And so that was my first real like introduction to crypto, was basically him, and then he got into Shiba Inu, and basically we had a conversation one morning at the gym, and he was telling me literally like, look, overnight, man, my life has changed. And that's when I started to really realize, like, wow, maybe there's really something to this crypto deal.
Okay.
And so I got into Shiba Inu through him, and I just started really getting into it. Started really enjoying this entire experience. And by the by, I got really into NFTs. That's where it really all began for me. As in, that's where I started to actually see money that I'd never seen before. And I'm not a rich guy, you know. I'm not, but that's where I started to really understand, like, wow, this space is absolutely incredible. The opportunities that are here are second to none. And this is basically, we're pioneering this space. And so, yes, I was saying yesterday with Zach, like, yes, there's going to be tough times. There's going to be times where people take advantage of that because it's so new. But, you know, this is, we're talking about a huge transfer as well of wealth, in my opinion. So that's when I started getting into NFTs. I started making NFTs. I made this collection and I started selling them. And just that, I mean, I loved those first days because it was like, I was talking to my wife and I'm like, babe, like, I sold an NFT for $200. Like, somebody bought this. Like, somebody's actually bought one of my Mad Mandos.
So you actually created the NFTs. You actually drew it and everything.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I mean, and we draw all of the Mandox ones. Like, but the original Mad Mando collection, like, I was like so pumped. Somebody spent money on that, and I was like, man, I could actually, you know, this could actually make a living for us. You know, we're missionaries in Guatemala. We usually depend on like support, on monthly support, and sometimes that can be very thin. And so, you know, just this whole new world, and I started really getting into it. And that's when the collection, basically a community formed around the collection. It got big. Like, people started seeing them. I started doing like Saitama, Mando, you know, wolf type characters, and people loved them, and people started buying them. I started selling them for a bit more, and just as it started to grow, I started to, it just opened up a whole new world to me. And the whole community that was formed around it was basically where I met the rest of the dev team. We were friends. Like, Justin and I, we didn't meet and we're like, hey, well, what are we going to do? What are we going to do with this business? I met Justin one night because we were having a conversation at like 1 a.m, just talking about life. And he's like, man, I really love you. Like, he was like talking about the Mandos, and we just started getting talking, you know, and he started telling me about his life and where he comes from, and his history. And we're like, wow, we're very, you know, we're really similar. We both love the Lord. We were talking about, and that was our conversation. And so the whole team was basically brought together through community. And I think that honestly is a huge benefit for Mandox going forward, because we weren't built out of, well, we're going to make a token, okay, cool. Like right. we actually knew each other before. We're good friends. And even though I've never met them, I know we'll be meeting them very soon, but like, I consider them some of my best friends. And I think that's where honestly, that's where Mandox all started for us.
So, yeah. So obviously I heard that. So communal aspect, you know, you were creating, and then ultimately you looked up and said, hey, we need to create a crypto project around obviously the NFT. What was the kind of impetus for creating the crypto token component of it?
I think it was, at the time we were experiencing, like, we were seeing there was a lot of rugs, there were a lot of things going on. And I think it was, I mean, I'd met a lot of them through DeFi too. It wasn't just NFTs. All of us were invested. A lot of them were holding like Saitama. A lot of them were the Wolfpack. And so for us, it was really like, man, there's a lot of really bad projects out there. You know, there's a lot of really bad projects that are doing some really bad stuff. And wouldn't it be funny, like, if we created one? Wouldn't it be cool if we created one where we could implement those ideas? And implement those things that we want to see in a project, like something that I would get bullish on, you know, something like, wow, this is a really serious project. Like, they're taking this seriously. They have a big future ahead of them. And that's what we did. And that's basically it. It started off as like an idea, like, yeah, that'd be cool. Ha ha ha. And then like a minute of silence. And then we're like, you know what? Why not? Like, right. If we get a team together, we've got some great people in this community that I know, like, we have some great crypto vets in the team. You know, we have some artists, we've got producers, we've got people that, you know, have been in leadership. We've got professors like college professor, like Carolyn, who works in accounting. And so it was like, we have some amazing people in this team. Let's do it. And we're all friends. Like, wouldn't it be awesome to actually do this? And that's how it all started.
Very cool. So Justin, you want to add anything to that, man? I know Luke kind of took up more than 5 minutes. You probably can't get him to shut up, can you, man?
You know what? I'm used to it, Austin. Honestly, I told Luke, I was like, hey, man, you should just start doing these AMAs by yourself. I'm pretty sure you could fill up the whole hour, just with your story and everything.
We need a little cardboard cutout of Justin, and we just stick it to the screen down below.
Yeah, just take a screenshot, and I'll just sit there like this, and it's good. No, what's funny though is with Luke's story there's actually a ton that he's left out. The big thing with Luke and why this whole team came together was because of the missions down there in Guatemala that him and his family are part of. And what he left out was that 18 years ago he left the United Kingdom with nothing and came down there and started everything that is going on now today, with including a school with over 250 students, I believe it is. And Mandox is actually come alongside, and now we are able to support that mission. And with 2 ETH a month coming from the missions wallet, it basically runs everything down there.
Wow. I did not know that. I did not know that one. That's cool.
Yeah, it's honestly amazing. And Luke talks about it all the time, is the difference in value of the dollar here, right? Compared to down there in Guatemala, like it gets stretched way farther. I mean, just that 2 ETH alone to be able to run a whole missions and the organization and everything going on down there and funding the students and their learning and what they're doing, like that's amazing, for us to be able to be a part of that. But it's created great opportunities for us. We don't like to call ourselves a charity token because we are missions based, because there's a difference in, just writing a check out to a charity and then having boots on the ground somewhere like in Guatemala, where we can actually see where that money is going and being funded to. So that's all part of what we're doing. And it's a huge part of Luke's story on why this team got involved. Like for myself, my family had planted a church in California, and we grew that church and left it after 9 years, basically due to health issues for my dad. My dad was a senior pastor and I was associate pastor there. And so, that's where my leadership role has really come from, is just in what I was doing there in the church. And honestly, running a token is very similar. We do have a big team of people, and which is amazing in itself, because there's so many different areas. Like if any dev tells you that they're doing it by themselves, like good luck. I don't know how they're going to make it very long, or they're going to have some people that they're going to have to bring along eventually, because it's just too much for one person. But yeah, I mean, it's honestly just been, like we said it from the beginning, that God's brought this team together, and it's shown up every single minute, but just different people filling those roles as needed as we go along.
Yeah, I love the singularity of vision from the charitable aspect. And ironically, outsider looking in, I think charity is one component of Mandox. I truly, sincerely applaud that, but that's not the main message, right? I mean, it's part of the narrative. It's not, to your point, Justin, it's not like, oh, Mandox, a charity token. That's not the narrative. It's Mandox, the NFTs, everything you're doing. It's in a big one, community. I know I've said it, being on y'all's Twitter spaces, being in some of these other communities, seeing the narratives around those. It's been truly refreshing, amazing to see the positive narrative that has continued to exist around Mandox. And I'll tell you something interesting, and I'll tell you this, and then there's a question wrapped into it. Sitting in the seat I sit in and seeing all these projects, and usually with a project, I don't really care who the project is, there is a negative component to it, like XYZ project, and they have an issue with their wallets. XYZ project, we don't really, they're not doxed, whatever it may be. And Actually, I'm asking a question. I have heard zero of a negative component associated with you guys. And right now I'm scratching my head that I can't think of another one that there exists like that. You know, either one of you, Luke or Justin, whoever wants to answer that, you know?
You know what? It all comes from just how this has been built. I mean, we said it from the beginning, like we wanted everything to be organic. We did 0 call groups. You know, we hardly paid a dime for marketing at all. Like for the first, I don't know, 2 months. You know, it was really a community build. And that's what we wanted from the beginning. When we envisioned this token, it was, hey, let's give people to something that they can actually rally around, something that they can come and have a dev team that they trust. You know, like let's lock up our dev wall at 75% for a year just to show people we're here to stay. Like we don't plan on selling. And you know, besides that, not one of us has sold a token from the get-go. You know, everything that we've done, we're fully transparent. We want to gain that trust of the community, and like it started off with basically a month and a half of us being in Telegram every single day on voice chats all day long, just talking to people, creating these relationships. Like I can see people in the chats, like I see people on Twitter, like literally almost every single person in this community we know or we have talked to at some point.
Right.
And we pride ourselves in that, you know. Creating those relationships is everything, because at the end of the day, you know, it's like 99% of this token and how it's going to do is the community and the base that you have. Like us devs can only do so much, right? We can put out the token, we can create the utilities, we can do everything behind the scenes to run this token, but when it all comes down to it, it all comes down to community at the end.
Yeah, and I mean, you touched on it, Justin, and I'll this is the last comment before we kind of cut to some screens and show some of the stuff you guys are doing. I think that it does come down again to a real simple scenario: utility, deliver, and just do what you say you're going to do. And you know, I get the feeling that you guys don't really look at the charts. You don't, you know, not like you're staring at charts every day. That's not a loaded question, but I don't feel like you guys are. I mean, I kind of got some nods there. And that's not a leading question. It's more of a comment. It's a comment on, I think, a paradigm that have always kind of followed, like even how I create content. If you create good content, or in y'all's case, you create a good project, the rest shall follow. The price of the token will go accordingly. Again, in sitting in y'all's seats, it's here's a roadmap. Here's what we're going to do. Oh, by the way, we deliver on what the heck we say we're going to do. And that's how I see it. And y'all have done that. And I applaud that. You know?
Yeah, so. As well, I just to add in there, like when you're talking about it, and I think long term is what we're all about at Mandox. Like we're not, and I think that's been that's a real downside to the entire altcoin space. We have coins that literally are coming and going within a month. Yes. And you know, and people think that the hype and the pump is what it's all about, but it's not. Like if you look at Shiba Inu, again, if you look at tokens that have been around for longer than 2 years, they've been there because they have real utility, and because they have stayed at it and they've pushed at it, and they have the other last thing, what you mentioned before, community. And so with Mandox, you know, we're not here to just do the norm. We're not here to just focus on the charts. Honestly, I honestly can say that as a dev team now, we're not really focused on the chart at all, because it's not about that. Like we know where we're going and we know what we can do with it.
Right. Yeah, I think you did definitely touch on it. And I think that that's actually one thing wrong with crypto is people are always looking for the next thing. And I, you know, I've covered Shiba Inu daily since May for a reason. It's a project that has utility, et cetera. And I think, again, the same vein in what you guys are doing is if you have a really good dev team, leadership team, such as yourself, who have a very clear stated direction, you're active in your community. And that's key. I realize that. And guys, I realize that there's days that you're like, man, I don't want to do it today. And sometimes that's just part of, you know, how it is, but that's becoming rare. It truly is. And, you know, see, I didn't even have any notes on this. And here we're like having this conversation, you know, this is why I love this kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, again, I applaud you. So let's do this. Let me downshift real quickly here, pull up a screen real quickly. if I can get my software to work, I got to move a screen here. Hold on just a minute. I'm trying to figure out how I can cut Justin out where nobody can see his head. Or see him.
That would be perfect.
How do we make him go away? Let's see. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I can do this. Let's see. There he is. I've covered him up. There we go. Justin's gone. There we go. All right. Y'all know I'm kidding. All right, cool. All right, guys, I got to do some housekeeping. Come on. We got about 100 plus people here live. Y'all just hit the like button. Tell the algorithm we're here. Yada, yada, yada. Okay. So here's what I want you guys to do. Whoever wants to take the question, tell me about the NFT releases. You had the first release, how many units that was. You've got Cyborgs. I'm saying that right? I was like, make sure I'm saying that right. Okay. Cyborgs is coming. So talk to me about your plan, because again, y'all are doing NFTs different. You didn't come out with 10,000 and now it's your second drop. So talk to me about the strategy of how and why you're doing these different, NFT releases. So put some meat around that. Okay. Whoever wants to go.
You want to take this one, Justin?
No, he doesn't. There it is. Wow, there you go.
Okay, so the NFT drop is, we decided to do it in 10,000 because of the way that we're setting up our entire system. So the Mandox is the gem. We do not come from Mando or Mandalorian. That was my original project, but that's not our, I just wanted to put that out there because I know people are always wondering about that. Like, it's not like Mandox is and we did that specifically for that as well. We wanted to move away from anything that could be copied, and it happens a lot in crypto. Like a lot of crypto names, you know what they come from. Like there's a copy thing there going on. So so Mandox is the gem, and we're creating an entire universe around. I'm sorry, there's probably noise. I think somebody's cutting grass literally outside our window.
Oh yeah, that happens, dude. And by the way, Luke, I think your wife has walked past you 4 times, so that's how it is.
Yeah,
that's how we're doing
it. Yeah.
Right.
That's how we're doing it. I remember I was doing one AMA, and my kid was literally like just here, and I'm trying to like focus, and he's like, "Daddy, Daddy," and then he comes up, he starts like poking the screen. Anyway, by the by, so the NFT drop is basically it's 10 tribes in 10 different drops. So that's why we've done it. We want to do 10,000 NFTs, but we're doing them in drops of 1,000 because every single tribe is different, and they all fit in our entire world that we've created based around the Mandox. So there's videos with it. We have a play to earn game coming where our NFTs are all going to be usable, for traits and for different things like that, power ups and all kinds of different things that we're putting into the game. So that's basically why we decided to go that route.
Well, I have to ask the obvious question. So on the P2E game, chosen a development studio yet? Where are you at in that process?
The play to earn game. Yeah. So with the play to earn game, honestly, it's kind of like our secret weapon. We have like a really amazing development team working on that, and it's literally all they do. We have 3 people with Squid, who's our main developer in-house, heading it up. And so basically what's happening for that, I mean, we've released a couple teasers on it, but it's honestly, this game's unlike anything that I've seen as far as in crypto, like play to earn style. The NFTs, like I know that you kind of bring that up because a lot of people wonder, are the NFTs going to be in the game? Like, how's this going to work out? So the NFTs are going to have a use in the game. We haven't quite released the information on it yet because it's still in development, but some things are in the works with it. But yeah, the play to earn game is seriously mind blowing. These guys are master developers. Like it was literally something that we didn't expect. The community really wanted to do a game, and we voted on it right at the very beginning. And one of the guys that had come over from a different token and started being an admin with us, he literally just took it over, ran with it, knew the right people in the industry, and has been working on it nonstop ever since. So literally this thing has been in development since the day we launched, pretty much.
That is really, really cool. It is cool. So is it too much to ask about any kind of a time frame on that? Or you're like, hey, Austin, we're going to plead the 5th. We're just in dev right now. Let us do our thing.
Yeah, you know what, Austin, honestly, like what our huge thing is we never like to release dates We try to come out and be brutally honest with our community, like saying, hey, this game is going to be out within the next week, and if we say that, it's going to be out within the next week. You know, we want to make sure that we never overpromise, but always over deliver, right? We just want to make sure that we can come out to the community and give them something to get excited about, and so that's why we release the teasers. But we will be having a date coming soon for that, I'm sure.
Well, you know, sitting in my seat, I had to ask the question, Justin. So asked and answered. There you go, dude. Right. All right. Do you have a release date for Cyborgs? Is that public? Where are we at on that?
Yeah, it's the 19th of March. So if you actually click on Mandox Mint, it will take you to the Mint page for the Mandox, just below with all the ecosystem. Yeah, if you click on there, and if you go to mandoxmint.io, this is the Mint page, so you can see their whitelist sale begins in 8 days, 23 hours, 34 minutes, and 9 seconds. And,
okay, so obviously, Luke, what do people have to do to get on the whitelist? What's the process there?
We can go ahead and give away some whitelists right now, actually, on this show. That would be great. I'd love to give out some whitelists. Maybe we can figure out something how we do that, Jay, or post something from official Mandox. Yeah, we can go ahead and give away some whitelist spots right now on the show. Not a problem. I know that we're filling up the whitelist. Usually what we do like to do is get people in our Discord. So the Discord, usually there's lots of perks. And actually, if you level up in our Discord, you can actually be part of the beta testing for our game. And obviously, we're going to have our NFT marketplace coming out pretty soon. So there's going to be a lot of things coming.
Luke, hold on just a minute, because I want to put some meat around what you said. So to get access to their Discord, guys, there's a link down in the description that I've already dropped to the Mandox link tree. So if you go down to the description, you'll see this page, and right there is access to the Discord. Per what Luke was saying, that's where you guys can go and get into their Discord. So go ahead, Luke. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
No, so I was just saying, like, the Discord really is like the hub for the the NFT launches. Obviously, you can come in a Telegram though. Like we want people to be on the whitelist, especially holders, Mandox holders. We want to give priority to those people. In Discord, like I said, if you level up, you don't only get whitelist, but you can actually work for other perks as well, like beta testing our game and everything else.
Okay, cool. Okay, so there you go, guys. Link tree down in the description below. And then you got Mandox Mint right here. Again, that's how you go through the process, get access to the Discord and go. These are cool as heck looking. These are awesome. I mean, I'm just looking at that like I think I'm gonna have to get one of those. You might actually get some money out of me. I'm gonna have to put some Ethereum up. Man. All right. Okay.
These are really special. Yeah. I'm cool. Really excited about these.
These are very, very cool. Luke, I want to switch gears on you real quickly. I want to talk about Mandox EDU. Can you put some I don't know, that's my saying today. Put some meat around that bone. What is that? And I want you to speak to that.
So yesterday I also I said this as well, but like with everything that's going on in the space, I really believe, and I was actually just telling you, Austin, just before we started this AMA, that like you were one of the first people I watched in crypto, and I think why I was really drawn to your videos and your content is because you came from a very different perspective, and I think it wasn't just about like, hey, this is 100x, buy this and blah blah blah. I think you can really tell that you have a passion to educate people and to actually get people to know what they're doing first of all. And so when we're as a token and we're building a company, it's not just about our utilities. Like if we see a need for something, we're going to start working in that direction. We're going to start bringing that into our whole system. So this, again, Mandox EDU was not part of our original roadmap. But as we go on, we see the need just for simple education. So we have partnered with some influencers and with some educators in the space. We've done some really cool videos. We also have Carolyn, our CFO, doing blogs, like educational blogs. She's a professor. She's really good at writing. She has a real way with words, and just basically creating an entire website that's linked to Mandox that just helps people, whether it's education in NFTs, education in crypto, DeFi, reading charts, anything, setting up a wallet, like, what to look for when you're looking at, like, and those things are important. And so that's basically the entire site. It is pretty much completed. So we're basically just waiting right now to come out with the launch date and get it going. But it's a very exciting part of, and it's just, honestly, it's just cool to be able to bring something extra that the community can use. And also people coming in, like, we don't want to just bring people in and say, hey, buy Mandox, blah, 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 blah. Like, I want people to know why they would invest in Mandox. And they can do that through our website. Like, they can look, and because, like I said, these videos are not necessarily about buying Mandox. These videos are about learning how to invest in crypto in general, like key things, to look for.
We can't do enough of that. I mean, like my path to NFTs was, after yours, Luke, as an example. And when I was looking at creating, excuse me, Rich Rabbit Club, our Bazak and Mine's line, I started looking for, like, I literally looked like, how do I do this, or what are this, or what are, and I very quickly, to your point, I ran into roadblocks. I ran into not really a really good, and I tend to use YouTube because that's just my search engine, but I you get pieces of it, right? And it depends on what you're trying to do. Excuse me. And I applaud that you're trying to do a baseline educational scenario, because, everybody wants to consume content differently. Some videos, some this. So to Luke's point, guys, if you're kind of wondering what Mandox EDU, it's on their website, that link, you'll be able to click on that icon when that, goes live. What's your kind of ballpark ETA of when that resource is going to be live, Luke?
I mean, it's pretty much done. So, I mean, it could be launched tomorrow. So it really could be like over the next week or two when we go and launch it. I don't know. I could be speaking right out of line here. I don't know if we want to set a date and then kind of like, just kind of get people ready for it. But I do know that, I mean, the website is pretty much completed. The videos have all been done and edited, and like everything's ready to go. I think we're just finishing the final like blogs and getting everything together. So, people can really navigate it easily. It's easy to find, it's easy to read up on, and everything else. Yeah. Very
cool, man. That's awesome. All right. Well, then I see another little icon here. So you're like, what's he going to ask me now? Oh my God. Leading question. I want to figure out how I can get rid of Justin again. Let's see. Can I make him? Oh, now I can put somebody. Here we go. Oh man. Okay. This is the software I use, and sometimes it like covers people up. All right. So buy the Mandox because the entire dev team, except Justin, are A1 people as individuals, and even greater than very ethical team, except Justin. I'm kidding. I don't know. I'm just picking on you today, Justin, man.
Hey, it's all good, man. I can take it.
Yeah. Well, you got to have some fun with this, right? I mean, we've all been around this block a few times. All right, Mandox Create. What is this? Talk to me about this. Whoever wants to go.
So Mandox Create is our NFT platform. We like to say it's made by the artist for the artist. It's going to be, we believe, revolutionary for the NFT game. It's something that we've been really working on creating since the beginning, right from launch. Honestly, we've been going to work on this thing. The back end of it is pretty much done. There's just a few things that we're tightening up. It's obviously going to have different perks to it from OpenSea. I mean, we've all used OpenSea. We know the problems that it has. And so those are some of the things that we want to fix with this.
Okay.
It's going to be cheaper fees. It's going to be more, I would say, customizable for the artist. Something that we really want to just aim at is the artist with this. OpenSea really isn't geared towards the artist. It's more geared towards the buyers, I guess you could say. But this is something that we want to have, everybody feel that they can come and use.
Very cool. So, yeah, that's awesome. I got nothing else around that. Okay, so let me go back to the screen and figure out how to get rid of Justin. That's my whole theme. I'm trying to make Justin go away today. I'm just in a weird mood today. All right, you're like,
I love it.
No,
you know what? Honestly, I like it, man. I mean, a lot of the AMAs. I mean, you know how it goes, man. Like sometimes you come in and it's tough. So
tough show,
you bring
man.
in and play with.
Oh, it needs
I love it.
Yeah, he needs it.
It needs it. It needs
Everybody needs their butt kicked every now and then, right? And that's what
absolutely, especially Justin.
Exactly. You know, as my grandmother used to say. Okay, so I heard from a little birdie. His name was Zach. Okay, because I called Zach and I'm like, "Hey, is there anything I need to know for this thing?" Right? Because I mean, I did some baseline research, but he said one word: metaverse. Now you guys have bought some land. You got some other stuff you're doing. So talk to me about that. And I'm gonna pick my mother. You know how you can do that? Like my mother went out with this guy. Okay.
You pick everybody but me.
Pick
right?
everybody but me.
Yeah. He just does it with me on both sides of my screen.
There
and
you
just leaves
go.
Justin out entirely.
There you go.
No, actually, I kind of would like to hear Justin on this because I obviously spoke about this yesterday, but it is something that I know Justin does, is involved in here, and he actually bought the land as well.
Okay. There you go, Justin. You're like, dude, I didn't want to talk.
I'm back. Let's go.
There you go.
Hashtag Mandox in the sandbox, right? I mean, we went, we made a purchase of some land. I mean, obviously, this is something that we think is going to blow up huge. I mean, even literally just from the moment we were looking at the land, I think it's gone up from like 3 ETH to 5.5 ETH, and it's crazy the way that's really developing over there. Honestly, I kind of think it's like the future of crypto. I mean, NFTs, everything is kind of gearing up towards heading that way. I mean, you have celebrities more entering the space. You've got well-known companies like, as Luke likes to say, Adidas. Right, Luke? Is that how you say it?
Do you really say Adidas?
He does.
It's Adidas, Adidas. I don't know what I'm saying.
That's what it is Adidas. You're right, Luke. You got it, buddy.
There we go. Hold on. I have to pause. I've been paid for this. There you go. Who's Justin? There you go. So somebody literally paid Mandox CMO. There you go. Paid me $5 to throw that. Thank you. There you go.
Thanks, Top. We love you.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Okay, hold on. All super chats today, if somebody have to go to make fun in a nice way of Justin, there you go. It's going to be a record-breaking day.
And then Austin's going to send all the money back to me to fund my mental.
I'll send every super chat dollar to however you want me to help with the Guatemalan the charitable fund. So there we go. So
nice. That's awesome.
We're gonna have to nicely make fun of Justin. And see, you could be your beard, it could be your hair, it could be anything. Here we go. All right.
Bring it out. I love it.
There we go. All right. So, all right, I apologize. We interrupted you. What were we say? Sandbox. Mandox
yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So anyway, we purchased our land right there next to Adidas, and we feel like it's going to be a hot spot. There's obviously a bunch of things that you can do with this land. Our in-house developer, he has been playing around with it and building it, and honestly, it's just about like creating these different spaces just for people to hang out to. It's part of that community building, right? And it's going to be able, like with ours in particular, you're going to be able to come in and play games and do quests and different things like that, and might even earn some Mandox through it. So we're pretty excited about it.
So how do you I've actually never asked this question. How do you decide that you want to really build your Mandox community in Sandbox versus insert other, what I'm trying to say, I had a brain fart there, but in other environment, other world, why, there you go. Yeah. You said brain fart. Yes, I did. Okay. How do you decide on Sandbox? You get me. There you go.
No, I think I understand what you're saying, Austin. I'm trying to figure it out. It's a little tough for me.
Dementia setting in.
You sure you got it, Justin?
Yeah, just go ahead. Hey, at least I have hair right here. I have hair right here, Justin. I'm not
right there. You go. That's talent. Okay, keep it. Like I said, legendary. Right?
Legendary, man. I am not legendary. Okay, go. Answer my question. How do
you? You're legendary.
How? Why Sandbox? Why?
Honestly, we feel like it's one of the up and coming pieces of crypto. Sandbox itself has been making some big moves, just pairing up like with the different people and just the different companies investing in it. And so it's just kind of like a following smart money thing for us.
Yeah. Okay. Follow-up question. Okay. Because again, from a strategy, I realize, and for those of you guys who are kind of like, well, why don't say Mandox have a footprint in, okay, this metaverse over here? Like, and I say that as a baseline, like, let's say, Shiba Inu comes out with their metaverse. Do you have a plan to, buy land there? Or do you, and I'm not faulting Shiba Inu, but you get my point. Like, how, from a management, do you go after multiple footprints in those? What? Because I'm actually really curious.
Yeah, I think you do. I think that wherever we see that, I think we've always tried to look ahead. So, metaverse, it really is looking ahead. Like, it's going to be huge. And so, with the whole concept of it, Sandbox was one, but we're very like determined to make sure we're everywhere. Like wherever there's going to be a metaverse, or a new world, like we're going to want to be there. We're going to want to be in those places because that's the beauty of trying to grow a company and a business is we want to be there. Like Adidas is there. Sorry, Adidas.
You're killing me.
And Nike or Nike, depending on where you're from. Nike. And don't worry, I have these conversations every day. My wife is from the States. I met her here in Guatemala, so we have those conversations every day. I'm used to it.
Yeah.
And now I have them every day with Justin. So.
Okay.
Yeah. I love it.
And so those companies are there, and all the big NFT projects are there. If you look at the Sandbox, and they're buying up huge pieces of land because they're really, this is the beauty of the space. You're looking ahead and you take a risk, but it's you kind of get it. Like you know what I'm talking about, Austin. Like you know when there's a good project, when there's something that's going to be big, you want to take advantage of that space. You want to take advantage of that opportunity, and you're ready to take the risk because you know exactly what it's going to bring back. So. We're looking to be in multiple worlds. We really are. Like it's not just a Sandbox. Sandbox was really just the start. It was like, hey, let's try and get ahead of people. Let's try and really think ahead here. Let's try and get land. And then we honestly bought the land. We're like, we'll figure out what we're going to do with it. Like we'll figure out how we're going to involve it in Mandox, but let's get the land. Like let's just at least start getting our feet in places and go from there.
Very cool. I did think that was cool, but I have to now pause and we have to bring Justin back into the fold. Here we go. Oh, Justin, are you single? There you go, man. You got to answer the question.
Top. Nope, I'm not happily married. And I have 2 kids.
Asked and answered. There we go. Anyway, I appreciate. Thank you for the super chat. Wow. Hey, that's some money. I'm gonna have to, somebody's gonna do an audit trail. Austin, you got like $60. Make sure that went to Luke. All right, I will. That will. But there you go. So thanks for the super chat there.
Awesome.
Oh, this is fun. This is one of the nicer, fun, more not nicer, fun, more fun at Justin's expense. But it is what it is, right? Okay.
Oh, well, I'm happy to laugh at his expense.
I think we all are. It's really pretty fun.
It's fun for everybody.
It is fun for everybody.
It's fun. It's
a good sport, man. All right. Well, that's really my list. So stuff I wanted to ask and things which y'all are doing. I think y'all are doing some cool stuff. But future stuff, anything you want to talk about? Like, is there? You're like, hey, we haven't covered this thing. So give me, if y'all have an idea, what else do y'all want to throw out there?
Yeah,
I mean, say anything, Justin? Yep.
Yeah, just for today specifically, we really are kind of strong in the Sheeb community. That's something that we pride ourselves in. We love Sheeb, we love Shiba, and everything that it stood for, from the beginning. And we've actually are eligible to be voted as a wolfable pair on Shiba Swap. And so that's one thing we posted out from the main Twitter. If you have Bone, then I would say go get your votes in over there. It's like you asked about, if Shiba were to do some sort of world, you know, anything like that, yes, we would definitely love to be in there. And then also I did put out a tweet on the official page there as well, about for a whitelist spots. If you just like, retweet, tag Austin and 3 friends, and we'll get those whitelist spots to you, and I'll send it personally. So
let me see. Let me refresh here, Justin. So to your point, oh yeah, there we go. Cool. So for those of you guys who are still here watching, hanging out with us, so that's cool. That's awesome. 20 whitelist spots. So yeah, tag, basically go to Mandox and you can see this on their Twitter page, their Twitter page. I still have a problem saying Twitter, but this is cool. I'm actually glad you brought this up, Justin. I'm going to say Twitter some more because it's just weird. All right.
Is that an American thing?
Yeah, it's just me. I ramble and talk to myself, you know, I'm still amazed that people watch my content. I'm like, that's just weird. All right. Anyway, Justin, speak to this right here, because I think this is to your point, the Shiba swap, you know, the pair voting. So this is actually a really cool thing. So you did mention this, but kind of reiterate what you've got going on here.
Yeah. So we're already on Shiba swap. It was one of the first things that we did. It's basically the same thing as being on Uniswap, right? Except, I mean, honestly, with Shiba swap, there are some benefits. Like a lot of the time, the gas fees are cheaper on Shiba swap as long as you're using a token within the whole system there. But being a wolfable pair is something that we would love. You know, there's some big sheep people that are in Mandox, and we absolutely would love just to have that on top of everything going on, right? Yeah. So yeah, it's just voting with Bone. I mean, Bone's obviously going to be huge in the future, you know, with Shibarium and everything like that. So yeah. Not trying to shill sheep, but hey.
No, I mean, I actually did a video today. It's my only other video I've done today because, you know, I've been busy really preparing and digging in hardcore on you guys because I wanted to ask you all the tough questions today. Since the sarcasm anyway, but eToro eToro's coming out. So in theory, it's supposedly eToro's coming out where you can buy Bone over there and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, 1,000,000%. If you're not holding Bone at some point in time, you should be, because when Shibarium goes, it's going to be a thing, you know. So it is hold Bone now because you can go vote and all those kind of things. Yeah, let me see. I got some other thing. What was this? It was something else. Somebody was making fun of Justin.
Yeah, Luke.
Yeah,
Luke, you should mention Wimbledon.
Wimbledon? Wait, did I miss this? Hold on. I know you guys can see it. What is it? Don't forget it. Oh, what is this? Oh, Wimbledon Sparks. There we go. What's that? Tell me. Yeah, Luke. Yeah, you're good.
So
no.
we oh, sorry. I keep jumping in and out. So Wimbledon, we're always trying to push the boat out here, and I think we're trying to get away from the one-time deal things. So Wimbledon is the start of that. I think Wimbledon was a really good stepping stone for us to get ourselves outside of crypto, like outside of everything on Twitter and everything. And honestly, I feel like we're going to have to, crypto projects are really going to have to do that to really stick around. You know, we want mainstream. We want mass adoption of crypto. And the only way we're going to really get that is by getting out into the actual world where people are and actually talking to them about it and showing them it. And so part of our strategy is to get Mandox everywhere and in front of people. So the Wimbledon sponsorship, it's also Roland Garros, which is probably a little smaller than Wimbledon, but just as big in its name. It's a Grand Slam. And so we have 2 games in Roland Garros and 2 games in Wimbledon where we will be sponsoring a top 10. Basically, we're sponsoring a player that's playing against the top 10 players in the world. And, you know, we're going to be able to sponsor the shirt and everything else. And so it's great exposure for us. It puts us in a totally new world that probably hasn't really had a crypto project on their shirt. But saying that, there are other deals that we are negotiating and working on right now that are far more long-term. And yeah, I can't say anything else. We're finishing stuff. You know, we want to close the deal out before we come and announce it again. Don't want to get people hyped. with false information. There are some really, really exciting things going on. And I feel that these deals will be the turning point for Mandox, as in these will be the things that say, where people say like, wow, this isn't just like a game and everything else. Like, this is a real partnership with a company that's been around for a very long time. And, you know, this means that Mandox is going to be around in a very long time. So we're really looking to break out of the mold, not just have one-time deals, really looking to go further than that. Like, we want to be a company that people look at and recognize. And if we can do that and be one of the first crypto projects that's like that, like, again, like Shiba Inu, you go there, the 20 countries, you can buy them everywhere. You can, like, they're everywhere, and they're always pushing new things. Like, you can buy food, you can go to you know what I mean? They're always looking for new partnerships, and that's what we're doing. Like, that's what we're looking to do. The type of partnerships we're looking at are very, they're not very normal in the crypto space, the one that we're in at least. And I think that's very important for us. So Wimbledon, very excited for it, but there's also other deals coming that are going to be that are very, very exciting as well.
That is cool, Luke. I mean, yeah, I mean, you said it. I was going to say it if you didn't. I think that I've in my Shiba Inu videos, like their deal with John Richmond, their deal with Wellies, and the IRL deals they're working. That's really, I applaud. I think you're early into those deals, right? And so there's risk, not in a bad way. There's risk there that you're trying to bridge that gap between crypto, and people are like, well, what is that cool little thing on that, that tennis player's shirt? I mean, it's brand recognition. I think that those are more, to your point, longer term plays. But I do think, hearing you say that, I would tell you that, as you guys know, most crypto projects are not looking at IRL deals, in real life deals. They're really not. So again, that tells me that you're kind of looking at more of a longer term strategic, vision scenario, So yeah, cool. Very cool. All right. So we're coming up on 51 minutes. Let me see if I've got any comments here where we can specifically throw Justin under the bus. Let's see what we got going on there.
So I'm going to have to get on there and comment myself.
Somebody needs to just, here we go. This is not throwing Justin, but I was hoping it would, but it's not. Vote for Mandox on Shiba Swap. Now, you know what, Justin? Here's what you can do to get me back. Have me on a Twitter Spaces, and you go like, Austin, payback time, brother. Here we go.
Oh yeah, we'll have the best roast for charity for Austin.
Yeah,
Austin Hilton.
There we go.
Fine. That's fine.
All right, let's do it.
Yourself.
Let's
Done.
do it.
You can schedule that, and you're gonna be like, we're gonna roast. That would be a highly attended. My wife will probably be on there as a special guest. Going, you need to ask him this. You need to ask him this. You need to ask him this. She'd be over there like this. Everybody's married knows what I'm talking about. Like, I love you, but go away.
Yep.
Oh man, this has been fun. All right. Let's see.
That's gonna be fun. We're gonna organize that.
I'll do it. Y'all heard it here first, and it's like I can see the graphic roast of Austin of the. What did I get myself into, man? Oh my God! All right, so
I love it.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah. Oh man, it's not okay. I think I just completely backed myself into a big corner there, didn't I? Yeah, that's fun. Okay. Let me see what else we got. Mass adoption is imminent. Let's see. Let me see what else you got. Love what you're building. Yep. Cool. All right, guys. So let's do this. Final thoughts. Let's wrap up. This has been one of the more fun AMAs I think I've ever done. Now I have a formula. Future AMAs, I'm going to pick on at least one person. There you go.
You can just bring me on every single one of your AMAs and just kind of leave me there in the corner.
Yeah.
Everything
with other devs, like other dev teams.
Yeah. Other devs.
Just have Justin.
They're going to be like,
this guy.
Who is this guy? I'm like, he's just here for me to whip on. So he's
Who's this Justin Mandox Coup guy? What is he doing?
What does that guy do?
What does he do? What does that guy do? Don't mind him. He's over there, and every now and then I'll throw a barb at him over there or something like that. Guys, it's been truly a pleasure. Thank you. I was been looking forward to this. This turned out to be a lot more fun than I thought it even would be. So thank you, Justin, for being a good sport, man. Truly, that's I genuinely appreciate you on that, man. I mean, guys, what y'all are doing is cool. The Guatemalan, the charitable aspect, the overall communal aspect. I knew where you came from, but you really filled in some pieces. And I would just tell you to do one thing, and I know you're already doing it, is to try to continue to to keep that communal aspect positive. I mean, every now and then you're going to have the things that are going to rise up and things like that. But I would just tell you to try to keep that as much as you can. And I think y'all do an amazing job on it with your your Twitter Spaces, doing things like this. So I'm going to wrap up with a question though, because we didn't actually get to this, and I wanted to. What do you guys think? And Luke, I'll start with you with the Russia-Ukraine war, and not just specifically Mandox, but crypto in general. What do you see happening in the next month or two? What's just your, hey, this is my view of crypto in general, where I think it's going to go, Russia-Ukraine war, all the things that are going on. What's your two? And then Justin, you get to go next. So Luke, go ahead.
I think with the Russia-Ukraine situation, first of all, I just want to say I don't think crypto is going anywhere. It's volatile. It's going to go up and down. It's going to be affected, but it's going to be affected the way that everything in life is affected. I've been trying to, like, when people were panic selling and we had a dip because basically the news of the war, people were panicking. And it's totally understandable, but I mean, if war happens, it would affect every area of life, not just crypto. But at the end of the day, I don't think crypto is going anywhere. I do think that we will come out of this. I do think that crypto will come out very strong. And yeah, I mean, if I was to go into like what I think about the situation, I would say definitely don't watch too much of the mainstream media. Not like knocking people, but I think there's just a lot of false information. I really think you need to actually do research, like try and find good sources of information. And because again, mainstream media, when they talk about crypto, I'm not just talking about the war or anything. I'm talking about crypto in general. As well, there's going to be wrong things that are coming out. I think learn to listen to the right people when it comes to information, and get yourself good information, and stick to it. And always be looking for alternative information. Try and look at the two sides of the coin.
Did we get these? You see that, Justin, right? That's not just me, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he drops out. It's that Guatemalan internet.
There you go. So, oh yeah, we got the flashing symbol. Bye, Luke. There he is. He's back. Yay. Okay, you're good. We saw where you were going, but you were frozen like this. No, I'm kidding. Okay, yeah, there he is again. All right, Justin, you're up, man. Go ahead. Your same question.
Yeah, honestly, what I see is mass adoption. If anything, with this Ukraine-Russia war, I think it's going to show other countries like, hey, we might need to look into this crypto thing. Like, Ukraine is basically being funded by crypto right now, and it's pretty amazing. Just to see how different people groups and everything are rising up around this. I mean, you go on Uniswap, and what's the first thing you see is donate to Ukraine right at the very top.
Yeah.
I guarantee you other countries are noticing that, and they're going to want a piece of that. Mass adoptions, it's here. It's coming. It's already happening in different countries, being recognized as a legal tender. Yeah, I'm super bullish on how crypto is going, and the future of it is very, very bright, and we're just excited for Mandox to be along in that ride, and what we feel like we're bringing is true utility to the space, and something that is going to make us always be around. Like, we have other plans besides what's already coming out and besides what's being talked about. And these are things that are always going to be able to be used in the future. Like, these aren't things that are just going to fizzle out. And so what we're making sure is we're involved in everything that's already happening, plus the things that are happening in the future, like the sandbox, like things that aren't even being touched. And we didn't even touch on, but was the NFT music platform as well that we'll be having coming out. And so, being ahead of the game, bringing true innovation to the space is what Mandox is going to do. And that's exactly what crypto is doing for the entire world.
I couldn't have said it any better. I think the only thing I would add into that is, I think it goes back to Luke, to your point about overall macro, geopolitical and even macro, monetary scenarios. They are we are, and Zach and I have these conversations all the time about how those are going to continue to impact crypto, because crypto is not what it was 2 years ago. It's much more mainstream. It's much more, it is impacted by that. I know there's a segment that out there would like for that to not be in play, but it is. And to me, it's a good thing. It shows the fact that we are growing up, we are becoming more mainstream. And finally, we didn't really get into this, but regulation, you guys know I've been covering regulation a lot more on my channel. And like yesterday, I covered, the White House and kind of where they're tasking these organizations. And I know there's this whole segment of people that don't want that to happen. Well, the truth of the matter is that we need regulation for, really, to your point, for both y'all's point, for the mass adoption effect to really come into play. Like one thing I talked about was, if you want really big money to flow into this, you need to have a framework where the Fidelities and the Charles Schwabs and these big financial companies that have millions and millions of people, and then they manage billions of dollars, can offer their clients some type of crypto oriented, packages and things of that nature. And I think that's the big step, and regulation is a stepping stone to that, and so yeah. There's a lot of pieces.
Yeah, I agree, Austin. I actually listened to your videos yesterday when you were talking about that.
You're the one person that watched that. Excellent.
Yeah, I did like and subscribe as well. I heard that helps.
Wonderful.
I tried to do that. But no, honestly, like for me, like I came from stock trading and doing day trading and things like that. And so what was really interesting to me was seeing how the Ukraine-Russian news would affect crypto, because, there hadn't been anything beside, well, I guess COVID, but COVID made crypto shoot up, right? Mm-hmm. Whereas I think everybody thought it would make it turn, like it cause another downturn or bear market, right at the beginning. People were really unsure, honestly, like crypto was already kind of on the up and up. And then you have COVID and people aren't going to have money, but wait, the government's going to be sending you all this money. So, anyways, like that all got funneled into crypto and stock market, different things like that. But, regardless, people always try to compare crypto to the stock market and saying that, oh, well, the stock market's actually legit. Crypto's not legit. And it's like, well, hey, check what happened here, buddy. You tanked just as bad as we did. And, so I always like that.
Well, what I would say is go back and look at the evolution of the stock market. There was some shady stuff going on back in the day when the stock market, and the
the day. I mean, hey, it's still happening.
Yeah.
Market manipulators are there, and it's a real thing. So.
Yeah. Actually, that's a good one. You just schooled me on that. You're right. I always think of like back in the 20s and 30s and all the, but yeah, it's always going to be there. Yes, I was alive back in the 30s as my son.
I was just going to say, wow, you really have been around for a long time, Austin.
Really got me. Yeah. Oh, my son. Anyway, that's a whole other dialogue. That's just fine. But guys, truly, I mean, I'm ready. I got to go have lunch. I'm sure you guys, Justin's got to go do whatever Justin does. What does Justin do, Luke? Let's just
I don't know. I was just going to say, like, I don't know who this Justin guy is, but he really speaks well from Mandox. So, Justin, I'd love to have you back with me.
I work here. Man. Hi.
This was your interview. If you do well here, you get to stay. Yeah. There we go. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Everyone.
Thanks
just
for having me, guys.
To your new COO.
All right. So you guys stick around with me after on the backstage. So don't leave when we wrap up. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up. I want to thank you guys for coming out. Thank you for everybody that stuck with us and watched us make fun of Justin. We talked about Mandox for a while, but we really were roasting Justin. This turned into a roast. So truly, I genuinely on a final note, I truly thank you, gentlemen, for your leadership, what you're doing, your leadership of the project, and the example that you're setting for other projects. I really sincerely want to say that the first Twitter spaces that I dropped in where I was able to be kind of anonymous, I was amazed at the positive vibe. Now, every time I come on, y'all are like, Austin's here. I'm like, shoot, I just wanted to listen, but I genuinely, truly applaud the communal effort. And it's amazing to see the positiveness that y'all are doing. And at the end of the day, what you're doing to help make the world a better place. And I'm going to end on that note. So thank you, truly. All right. So guys, we'll see you guys later. You're welcome. Thank you. And we'll see you guys later, and take it easy. Have a good one. Here we go.
Bye, guys.